Today I'm going to take you through how I'm planning my training. So I'm lucky enough to got to a stage now where I've achieved most of the goals that I'm aiming for. The hard thing for me being now 48 years old is trying to maintain a good level of all those skills. Some have dropped off a little bit just because I haven't been practicing them so much. I want to bring them back up and then keep at a consistent maintenance level for the main skills that I like to teach and I like to perform. Now my goal with the maintenance skills is to get them all to a level where I can comfortably do 10 repetitions in any session, which means I should be able to demonstrate one repetition of the skill comfortably, whether I'm teaching a client, teaching a workshop, or just want to practice that thing. So let me explain with the first one, which is handstand push-ups. Now I can do easily 10 freestanding standard handstand push-ups head to floor. So I'm going to make sure that I can do 10 deficit, so collarbone to a box or P-bars, handstand push-ups in a session. So not in one unbroken set. If I can get to the point where I can do 10 in one unbroken set, that skill is now too easy for me and I need to achieve the next progression up. So for now, I just need to make sure that I can do 10 deficit handstand push-ups, resting as much as I need to between them. Number 2, shoulder press to handstand. So similar to the handstand push-ups, I can do 10 standard straddle press to handstands, unbroken. But I can't do 10 shoulder presses unbroken, but I can do 10 in one session. Well, I hope I can. We're going to check in on these things. Number 3, 10-second one arm handstand. Now on my right arm, I want to make sure that I can do 10 sets of 10 seconds in one session. It'd be great to get my left arm up to that standard. I'm not sure if I will be able to. But at the moment, I just want to make sure that I can demonstrate and always get at least 10 seconds in a one arm handstand. A 5-second straddle planche. So exactly the same as the one arm handstand. I want to be able to get at least 5 seconds in a straddle planche for 10 sets. Number 5, 10 muscle ups. So I'm going to first get the muscle ups back till I can do those comfortably on the rings. And then I want to make sure that I can do them on the bars as well. So this is going to dictate my training going forwards. So I'm going to do this by Monday, shoulder presses, Tuesday, handstand push-up, Wednesday, planche, Thursday, muscle up, Friday, one arm handstand, and then repeat. So I might not do exactly those things on those days of the week, but that's going to be my cycle that I'm just going to continuously roll through. Now there will be lots of other exercises in there. So when I'm training something like a shoulder press, I'm also going to be doing some straight arm pulling. So I'm going to superset with something that makes sense. So with the press work, I'm probably going to be doing skin the cats, front lever pulls, and movements like that. With the handstand push-ups, I'm going to do some sort of pulling movement. Not too much because that will be done on the muscle up session, but there will be some bent arm pulling in there, chin ups or pull-ups, that sort of thing. Planches, I'm going to be doing some levers with it. Muscle up, I'll probably leave by itself because I'll be doing more of a ring routine. And then Friday is just backing off on the strength and doing the one arm handstand. Now on top of this, I'm also getting back heavily into flexibility. So my goals here are full splits. Now when I say full splits, that's front splits and side splits at a really good level. And also head to toe. So being able to put my forehead on my toe with a straight leg. And the one that will surprise a lot of people, back bridge. And my flexibility is going to be done most days. Now remember, when I'm going through these skills, I can already do all of these things. Some of them have dropped off a little bit, like muscle ups are hard work for me now. They never used to be. 10 should be really, really easy, but it's currently not. So I need to bring that conditioning back. I have to search for my one arm handstand much more than I used to be able to do. Same for the planche, same for the shoulder press. Probably the easiest one's going to be the deficit handstand push-ups. So this type of training is very different than if you're working towards these skills if you've never done them before. And remember, I've been training every day for the last 11 years on this style of training. So my body's pretty conditioned to working at quite a high intensity. I'll be covering each of these days in more detail. I'm now about to go in and do the shoulder press one. Now the cool thing with each of these skills is they can be progressed up and down depending on where you're at. So if you're still working towards them, obviously that's going to be a little bit different. You're going to have to work all the separate components. But if you have the actual skill, you can play around with how hard you can make it. And when it comes to the shoulder press, I'm going to play around with the height. To start with, I could go to something like this, do shoulder presses up on here, which gives me maximum clearance, allows me to bend the legs, allows me to take the feet way below the hands, sweep them around and come up to my handstand. I'm going to go somewhere in between though. So the harder variation would be going all the way down to the floor. You obviously need full clearance then to get through. But today I'm going to make it slightly easier on myself and use these P-bars. So not loads of clearance, but much easier than doing them straight off the floor. So I'm just going to warm up with some transfer of weight from the hands, from the feet to the hands. I haven't done anything yet to warm up, so you're seeing it. So transferring weight, a little bit of jumping going up. See what my handstand feels like today. Just do a little bit of time there. Slow eccentric, straddle press. Now I obviously need to make sure that flexibility is there, so I'm going to warm up some straddle. So standing straddle, good morning to start with. So just open, close in this position. I do visit this every day, so it's not normally a big issue for me to open up the straddle enough to do a shoulder, especially when I'm using a slight raise of the hands. And just see how the straddle L-sit feels. Okay, as per usual, Rosie's picked the worst place to sit. But let's just do a straddle press now with an eccentric shoulder press. Check that feels okay. Yep, that's good. So I just feel warmed up enough now where I'm just going to see whether I can get my 10 reps as fast as possible. Now I'm not training the normal garage today because they're doing some building work out the front, making lots of noise, got the radio on, so I'm out in the back garden. But let's get the 10 as quick as possible. I wanted under 10 minutes, that's bang on 11 minutes. So not as good as I wanted. Scraping the feet on a couple of them on the eccentric, which is not great, especially because the hands are raised. So that's the goal, get that under 10 minutes and then do the same off the floor. And today I didn't add in anything else. I didn't do any front lever pulls, straight arm conditioning, but it was only a 11-minute session. If you're working towards your first shoulder, check out this video. If you have to have more help with your training, check out my website, www.twyman.com.au, and I'll speak to you in the next one.